I don't even know what else to say. Obviously, we'll watch the tape, get back to it. We knew defensively they had some explosive players. Obviously, Bijan had himself a game tonight, and we knew that we'd have to rally to tackle him. And we let him get free. There's a lot of frustration, obviously. Not our brand of ball, but I mean, it's not the end of the season. But I mean, we gotta do some soul searching and really turn around, figure out what's happening, why we're starting so slow. And we got another big game coming up this next week. That'll be a chance to give ourselves some momentum heading into the playoffs.
You mentioned your explosives. Second week in a row that's been an issue. Like, what do you think is happening on those plays?
Yeah, I mean, explosives are one-offs, and I think we just have to do a better job overall of every single play, knowing where our guy is at, making sure that we execute. And, I mean, when you have a player like Bijan, I mean, obviously he got drafted where he was at for a reason. He's been, one of the best backs, if not the best back in the league, for a reason, and we got to rally to him. He was able to break some tackles and gain some explosives, and then there are some times where he's able to set up his hole and hit the crease, and he's a talented back, but we can't give him anything. We have to be able to suffocate opposing running backs, and we didn't do that tonight. No, honestly, everything that we talked about, I mean, we were trying not to focus on any of the games that happened yesterday. At the end of the day, it's about us, and like I said before, I don't care where we go. I don't care who we have to play. I'm taking my guys and my team over anybody else. But we definitely got to get it together. We got to get our stuff together. We got to start fast. We got to be able to finish off games. Obviously we had a good second half to be able to put ourselves in a position to be able to win, but we have to figure out ways to deal those finishing blows and to come away with the W, and we didn't do that tonight.
You said this team needs to look in the mirror. What does that collectively mean?
Yeah, I mean, we'll check the tape. We'll check the tape tonight. And we have a short week. Sometimes that's a blessing coming off of a loss. We just get right back into the facility and get going. I mean, our process is our process, but we got to figure out how to start faster, and we got to figure out, defensively how to stop these explosives.
Kobie, after the
his message was, he loves the way that we fight. He loves the way that we came back and gave ourselves a chance in the second half. But at the end of the day, if we play like we did in the first half, if we play the way that we did, this game in totality, we're going to be at home, watching everything else go down in 2 weeks. So we got to get our stuff together. We're going to go back, watch the tape, and I believe in these guys so much. I know that we have the right group of people in this locker room, and we're going to make the best out of this. There's a lot of teams that go through adversity, and this is only going to make us better. That's my hope, and that's what I know about these guys. So we're just going to go back to work and make sure that that's the case.
You are focused on yourself, but how much do you take note of the teams in the NFC that are heating up right now?
Yeah. At the end of the day, again, everyone can heat up. It doesn't really matter. When we play at our best, nobody can hang with us. Nobody can stop us. So that's really all it's about. It's about figuring out how to play at our best consistently, how to play consistent ball for 4 quarters, how to suffocate a team and give them no hope. And, there's been times where we've had a really good quarter. There's been times where we've had a really good half, maybe even a really good 3 quarters. But how are we going to put it all together? And that's ultimately going to result in the wins that we want.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
It was just missed tackles. I mean, there was a missed tackle on this big 90-some yard run, on the 40-yard run. That was a little bit on me. I took the inside. I had him wrapped up. I had a little bit of his collar in my hand, so I, released. I thought I had some backup coming in, but that's on me. I got to hold my edge. Maybe that's a 2-yard run instead of a 40-yard run, whatever it was.
In the history of Sean McVay coaching, it's only happened a handful of times where you guys get shut out in the first half and you're down 21-0. What was that like coming into the locker room in that hole?
I mean, you can see the fire in people's eyes. We don't really care. You can start the game off down 21. It's about your reaction to it. I feel like we went out there and we did exactly what we had to do. Defense, if we stopped those, 2 field goals that they had in the second half, we win that game. But, that's only an if. We got to be better in that aspect. We can't let them get down there on the field.
It's been like 40 years since someone's blocked a field goal and returned it for a touchdown. Can you describe that?
Yeah, no, it's just we had to make a play. I was like, all right, let me do it. Coach called the right play. We were able to execute on the deep on the field goal side, so the field goal block side. So it was good.
Were you able to make any eye contact on the peace sign?
Yeah, I didn't know somebody saw that. I was like, I got a little eye contact, just kept going off. I was like, I make sure I don't get a flag.
With just 1 week to go until the playoffs, how discouraging is it to have lost back-to-back games?
I don't really care. I mean, obviously it sucks to lose back-to-back games. It's about how you respond to it. Obviously these games are important. We should have sealed out the Seahawks game. We should have won this game, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. They executed better than us. They did exactly what they had to do to get the win tonight. I don't care. It's on to the next. Arizona's next. That's it.
Sean talked about.
Last one, guys.
I wanted to see how you guys responded after the Seattle game. Why do you think you weren't able to get into a rhythm in the first half?
I think it was just, execution. We weren't executing on the defensive side. Like I said, it's the explosives. If you take away those explosives, I don't know what they have. They might get the pick, and that's about it. But that's on us. We got to be better on our side. We can't control anything on the offensive side.
You guys were down 21-0. You were one of the keys to this comeback. Kind of describe what it was like at halftime to try to get back into this thing.
Yeah, we just weren't executing in the first half as an offense, and we just got together as a group, and the standard that we've set for ourselves and each other through the season, we need to step up and do that. So just getting the guys together and rallying behind our quarterback and everybody, and just making sure we get on the right page. We weren't executing at the level we're used to.
At times, you guys look like you could beat anyone, anywhere. At other times, you look like you're beating yourselves. What has to change so that doesn't happen in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's just exactly what you said. There's times that we beat ourselves, and that just comes down to execution and making sure we're on the details and making sure we're getting better every rep and getting better through the week of practice and making sure that we're on those details and executing at a high level, because we have been at that throughout most of the season. So.
The 27-yard touchdown catch you had, it seems like those routes and concepts have been something you've thrived at. Just how'd that come to life, and what'd you see on the play?
Yeah, it was kind of a throwback off of some of our rollouts and stuff. So we run a lot of those boots, and being able to be put on the backside, obviously. Just blessed enough to have the coaches trust me enough to run that route, and enough trust from the quarterback to throw that and be able to put in that situation. So it's just a blessing, but just kind of a play off a play and a great play by Coach McVay of something that we do well and having a counter punch off of it. So.
Thank you.